So Sean, you're here in Ireland.
I'm so stoked to be here.
And we've brought you to this ring fort up on the top of a hill on a typically Irish day.
You know, this is my first time in a ring fort, believe it or not.
Well, there's not a lot of them in Florida, I'm thinking.
we don't, yeah. No, we took down all our ring forts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Decommissioned them.
You decommission them, replace them with Publix, supermarket stores. Yeah, but they still have the same vibe. Reminds me of Florida, being in a ring fort in Ireland, in the Highlands.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, this is a great spot, and we're only about 5 or 6 miles by the crow flies to our factory, so it's like right back up there. So it's a really cool spot because where we are here, you can actually see 4 different counties. So I wanted to bring you somewhere and let you get a good appreciation of the Irish countryside.
It's insane. I mean, I've just been here for a few days. You guys were nice enough to invite me to play your festival at Oakfest. And just driving around has been like a life-changing experience. Love everything about Ireland. I know we're talking about inspiration. Just rent a car and drive around Ireland. Done. That's it. Video's it. You don't need to talk about anything else.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty much it.
So we met you in LA while we were on our pursuit of inspiration journey down through California.
Yes.
And that was cool. We got to deliver your new guitar to you and hang out a little bit. And so it's great that you chose to come here to Ireland and come and see us, and I kind of bring that whole thing full circle. So what was your inspiration behind coming and doing this trip?
Well, I think a lot of just inspiration for me in general is just relationships, you know, and like just kind of being able to hang out with you guys, meet you guys, actually put a face to people, because you know I work with like a lot of people, having a YouTube channel and doing a lot of music stuff. But like once you meet somebody, you're inspired to like want to know more about what they do, and you guys, you know, have such a cool vibe going on with your guitars and how they kind of reflect the country that you guys are from. Really just kind of seeing it made me want to come out and just experience it firsthand and kind of like help build the relationship. And here I am.
No, I'm glad you did, because I think that's the one thing that we're trying to get across to people, is show people a little bit more about where we are and what we do and how we do it and what makes it a little bit different. And we can only get a certain amount out through content and through YouTube.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, when you experience it, do you think you got a different experience of what it's all about? And you know, you were there in the cottage, and
oh my gosh, of course, different experience. I mean, the cottage is the spot. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, if you do the 3D builder, you're building it inside of the actual cottage where we saw some amazing performances at. It's just a magical place. And I don't know if it's giving me a false impression of how awesome Ireland is, just what you've shown me, but it's just the whole thing is just completely magical. So again, it just it makes me have a whole new appreciation for the Virtuo that I play at home, and just kind of seeing it in the hands of other players and other great players that we're playing at Oakfest. It's like, yeah, it feels good to be a part of this family. You know?
I kind of forgot about the fact in some ways that so you started off building a guitar on the 3D builder, which is in the cottage. I kind of, in some ways, in my mind had forgotten that the cottage is where everybody starts.
Yeah.
And maybe we should tell people more about the fact that it has an actual real space. So the fact you were able to come there and sit and have a concert in that space.
Well, the funny thing is, when in my video about the 3D builder, I was like, great selection on this magical imaginary place that you're building it. It's like, no, that's an actual spot.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Instagram, it's like, oh, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it's cool.
No, I love it.
So tell us a little bit about your world and your music and what you do.
Well, so I would say my primary gig is as a YouTuber, and it's funny how, you know, I'm obviously a musician, so I play guitar, I sing a little bit, I play in groups and stuff. But it is a little different being a YouTuber and being a musician, and I'm lucky enough and grateful enough that I can merge the two together. But it does feel like different jobs sometimes, and I know like a lot of YouTube friends of mine, they have a thing where they kind of get just stuck being in their YouTube studio all the time. And just speaking to like inspiration is, if you're not stoked about what you're doing, if you lose that inspiration, whatever it is you're doing, whether it sounds really cool like being a guitar YouTuber or whatever, it just feels like work and it's a drag to kind of get stuff going day in and day out. That's why I try to make a point to like really build cool relationships with people and have amazing experiences like this. But yeah, I just you know, I make videos, I upload them on YouTube. I do a fair bit of performance too, so there's a lot of educational stuff, performance stuff, QA stuff, demo stuff, which is how we got to know each other. And yeah, just making videos like a clown on YouTube. That's basically what I do.
Yeah, well, so really coming over here is just kind of to reignite you, inspire you.
Totally. I think traveling and seeing places different than you're used to is such a huge part of inspiration for me. And I was thinking a lot about it because inspiration is such a big part of the ethos of your company that I've been thinking about the last couple of days. And it's like, well, what is inspiration? And to me, it's like I see it as a tool a lot of the time. And I just basically see it as just creative energy. Like if you're going to do anything, you need energy to do it. And to do it right, I feel like you need creative energy, whether you're in a discipline that is traditionally creative, like music, or any discipline out there. Like if you don't have creative energy from inspiration, it's going to be hard to get anything done. Like when I'm feeling inspired, whether it's from traveling and seeing new things, it's like, oh my gosh, I want to get home and play my Emerald guitar. The X10 that you let me borrow this week to make some content, that purple is like, it's just so choice. It's like, I just want to pick that one up. And I played a couple of them, played the X10 and the X30, but there's something about that purple one that just like, it catches catches my eye.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh, this is definitely the one I'm going to be using this week. So I get inspired by instruments, get inspired by travel, I get inspired by relationships. I think one thing that, not to talk uninterrupted for too long, I think one thing that I would like to stress to a lot of musicians out there is to try to feel more inspired by the success of others. That's a very important one for me, and especially in the music community, because you know, I've been in a lot of local music scenes where there's like jealousy if somebody kind of like maybe comes up, but I'm so inspired by the success of my friends. That's why seeing the success you've had with your company, seeing like your incredible staff, everybody here has been amazing. The factory is popping off. Everything's going cool, and that like seeing your success inspires me to do better at what I do. And I think inspiration is contagious. I don't know if you felt that way too.
Oh yeah, very much so. I think it's one of those things that just keeps on feeding, and that's, I think music is just the most amazing thing, because music just keeps on inspiring more and more music. You know, it's like, you know, we were at that music festival on Saturday, and just watching those people perform inspires us to keep on doing what we do in guitars. And it's, you know, it's like a feedback loop, just keeps on going.
I'm sure people watching this have been at a concert, and it's like you're in the concert and you're like, I wish I was at home playing my instrument now. Like sometimes if I kind of get in a lull, that's just another tip anybody can do no matter where they live. If you're in a lull, you're feeling uninspired with like your guitar playing or whatever, go see live music, because I think there's something to seeing somebody else do it. It's like, wow, that's so cool what they're doing. I wish I could incorporate something like that into my style or whatever it is. And I always feel like that seeing live music.
Yeah, well, somebody came up to me on Saturday, and they had made the trip over for basically the whole weekend of the festival, and they said that the whole weekend it just really fired them up and reignited them just to play guitar again.
Totally.
And you know, and that's what it's all about. You know, if our music and our events have been able to inspire somebody to play more, and Zach, that young kid.
Zach Mack.
Yeah, you know,
Zach Mack with the strap, my guy.
What a guy. You know, 14 years of age, just so on fire for music. But he got the Virtuo, and he said the guitar has been inspiring him because he found all these new sounds in it. Yeah. You know, so it can be just that new sound, or, you know. So for me, I'm the guy who wanted to be a guitar player, but realized early on that, you know, I'm not that good.
Oh, come on.
So you know, but I'm so passionate about the guitar. So being able to be a guitar maker, and that's where my calling is. I know that is my thing. Being able to make a guitar for people, and people saying that guitar inspired them to play something, then to me that makes me part of that music that they performed. You know.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Right.
So that's just the best thing ever.
Yeah, so I read a lot of the comments. I read pretty much all the comments. Most of the time I'm looking for the salty ones, because I'm also inspired by the doubt of others. Yes. That's another great one.
We get a lot of that.
There's almost like a dark side of inspiration. There's like a fiery motivator of it, which is worth talking about too. But I read all the comments, and whenever someone says like, hey, like maybe one of your instructional videos inspired me to pick up my guitar again, that's like the best. You know, because just like you building instruments for people to like be inspired on, me maybe teaching something that helps people out, we become conduits of inspiration.
Wow.
And through that, it just spreads. And like there's no greater feeling in the world knowing that you can kind of like be a part of someone's journey, and knowing that they're going to pass it on to the next person and to the next person, which again I think is like speaks really well of like Irish culture. because I've just been talking to a lot of people here, and they're like, yeah, like storytelling in music is how we've related our history through generations for various reasons that we don't need to get into. But it's been just such a big part of it. And it's like, oh, it makes a lot of sense now that music is like such a dominant factor in the culture. Yeah.
Well, it's been fantastic to have you here. It really is, and to bring it full circle, meeting you in California, you coming out all the way from Florida.
Here we are.
Oh, here we are sitting here in this ring fort.
Full circle, you'll have to come to Florida. That's full circle.
Well,
we're almost there.
Well, I'll be there. My brother lives in Florida, so it's I'm sure it'll not be long till I'm back.
All right, I love it.
Conduits of inspiration.
Conduits of inspiration. These guys right here. Love it.